Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Leia O'Brien, Sam Michelman, Shaina Alapon, and Ashley Hayes. Your Performing Arts Committee.
When you think of performing arts, a variety of things can come to mind. Whether it be music, dancing, spoken word, acting, art, painting, there's a whole bunch of things that combine together to become what makes up performing arts. Specifically for us, we were all very diverse. We had different talents. So performing arts for us was music, dancing, art, and a little spoken word. This is important to remember going forward because just because that's what performing arts means for us doesn't necessarily mean that that is all that performing arts is. As a committee, we strive to stir up students' passion for the arts by creating the Sea Dragon Dance Team, continuing the music club, planning the poetry slam, as well as bringing more color to the school through art.
So here are our initial ideas at the beginning of the year. So the music club, we wanted to have it more of a band and have quarterly concerts. The dance team wanted to have a flash mob at some point. For the creation of the school anthem, we wanted student and committee input. For the poetry slam, we wanted it to be bigger and hosted off campus. We also wanted to beautify the school by painting the bathroom stalls and painting a graffiti mural on the shipping container. There's about enough ideas in here for each of us, as we found which wasn't favorable after senior check-in.
So after our senior check-in, we decided that we need to take all of our initial ideas and consolidate them into these finalized plans, which we will. So from the bottom up, you see that we needed to fundraise money for our future events, collaborate with the drama club, diversify the acts and inspire the confidence for the talent showcase, and make our big event, the performance fair, more festival-like, have food sales, and really captivating performances.
So those were our initial goals, or our finalized goals. Here's what we actually accomplished. Since our finalized plans were still extremely costly, albeit not as expensive as our initial goals, we still had to put fundraising our top one priority. So while Sam, Shaina, and Ashley were starting up their clubs in first semester, I got started creating 30 art pieces to sell at parent-teacher conferences. I took advantage of the fact that Mrs. Twardzik was making all of her students participate in NaNoWriMo. Hopefully all of you remember that. I sent out this poster saying that I was available for commissions. If anyone wanted any of their original characters drawn, I would draw them. Together as a committee, we participated in the Holiday Bazaar, where Ashley, in collaboration with other committees, made hot chocolate jars to sell. Ashley, Shaina, and Sam got a little booth together where students were able to come in and create watercolor art pieces, and then I created more of my original art. In second semester, the juniors came up to us with a scholarship opportunity, and of course I jumped on it because money. So, with the help of Mrs. Twardzik, we created a video and I typed out a paragraph about why we needed the money, and then we were granted said money later. Overall, factoring in our chocolate sales, we as a committee fundraised $652, which was more than enough for all of our events.
So our first big event, which was the Knockoff Grammys, or as you all might know it as the Talent Showcase. And what it was it was a modification of the annual talent show. But before we get into more detail into that, so we have some flyers here. On the left, we have a flyer for the auditions, which took place on February 12th and February 13th. And then on the right, we have a flyer for for workshops for people who needed assistance with their auditions. Now, to go into more detail about the talent showcase, it took place on March 22nd of this year. And like I said, it was a modification of the yearly talent show with a whole bunch of diverse acts. Like, if you look at the top left, we have Miss Freya Pouncey participating in the 5-second talent act that we wanted to stress when advertising for the talent showcase. And if you look here, she is doing the splits while holding her arms behind her head. And on the bottom left, we have Shaina doing a Taekwondo act with fellow sophomore Chloe Bird. And those are just some examples of how we diversified the talent show itself. And in order to get people, or not necessarily people, but the finalists ready for the event itself, Leia and I held workshops to help them get prepared.
So after senior check-in, we took advisor and staff criticisms very seriously. So Mrs. Kino pulled us all aside since we're all in her advisory, and she gave us the idea of a combined event. And we all thought that it was a great idea. Since the off-campus poetry slam date was already finalized from the year prior, so April 25th, we decided that it would be a good idea to keep that date and elaborate and change the event. So a lot of planning and ideas went into this. We wanted to have food trucks, games, performances, art. Even initially, we wanted to have an art sale, like a silent auction. But it took a lot of work. So I created a budget between the performance fair and the talent showcase. I made a small event map and printed it on small little itinerary sheets to hand out to everyone who attended the fair. Together with Ashley, we created a decoration sheet for both of the events. And then Ashley went on to hold the raffle basket, which all of you helped participate in, and the bake sale. Shaina was in charge of contacting administration and technology. Sam was our contact between PTSA and our food trucks. So we all had a whole bunch of stuff to do. Thankfully, Miss Mendez helped us a lot. She got in contact with Little Caesars, and they were able to donate 25 pizzas to us. So wherever Miss Mendez is, it's really bright up here. John wasn't lying. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Without you, it wouldn't have been nearly as successful as it would have been. So thank you, all of you who attended. And with many, many sleepless nights, we came up with the performance fair.
As Leia mentioned, the performance fair was on April 25th, and there was tons of stuff going on inside and outside. So inside, we had some performances such as Shaina's Taekwondo studio, as was mentioned. Sam presented his anthem, which you'll hear about in just a moment. I had my dance team, which is right up there. And then we also had Leia do a mini poetry slam. And we even had a mini film festival held by the media committee, and we had a display put on by Miss Brittany Matson with the help of Mr. Krolak. And inside, we also had a bake sale going on, which was super successful, by the way. And there was some food being sold. And then outside, we had a lot of stuff going on. So we had the raffle baskets, thanks to all of you again. And then we had face painting, as you can see up there in the top. We also had a photo booth held by the media committee, and we even had tons of games going on, and they were being supervised by volunteers, and they included like putting greens and ring tosses and things like that. Now, with our surprising turnout, we actually raised over $300. So we would like to say thank you to everyone who participated in it, who helped out, and whoever just came.
Now, as Ashley mentioned, I created an anthem, but not just an anthem, the school anthem. So the reason I wanted to create this was because when I came to the school, I felt like there was just something missing, and that was a real school anthem. And it's something I've always wanted to do for the school, and it's something I've worked on the whole year. So at first, at the beginning of the year, I really wanted the entire secondary body to help me create the anthem. But after the first senior check-in, the idea never really came to pass. But I had to move on. So in order for me to create/record it, I worked with a songwriting coach to help me create/record, make some minor tweaks here and there. And as Ashley mentioned, I debuted this anthem at the performance fair. And for what I envision it for the future of the anthem is that I hope it's used in like assemblies or pep rallies. And so now I'm going to give you a little preview of it.
We shine brighter than the lights, soar up higher into new heights.
All right, so that was the little preview of the anthem. So now I'm going to pass it along to Shaina, who's now going to talk a little more about Music Club.
Thank you, Sam. So Music Club is my baby. It's in its 3rd year of existence and my 2nd year running it. This year I'm running it with myself and Sam. I wanted to stress the performance aspect of it this year. So in first semester, some of my students performed at the Pancake Breakfast, which is shown... Oh, that's not the pointer. Never mind. Okay, it's shown at your top left right there. Yes, that one. And in 2nd semester, some of them performed at the performance fair. And it was a lot of their first times performing, actually, and I'm really proud of them. They did an amazing job. Something I've always loved about Music Club, and something I prided myself on for being in it and running it, is that I think I fostered an environment where middle schoolers and high schoolers can walk in there as equals, learn music as equals, and be able to talk about music and about their favorite instruments. There'd be no judgment or anything. It's something that made me happy, seeing all kinds of fun new friendships form in there, some friendships that you think you'd never expect, but hey, they're totally good friends because of it. The future of Club will be led by upcoming sophomore Nigel Frias and upcoming juniors Adrian Tinoco and Jeffrey Lance.
So throughout my years of being here at EKA, I noticed that there wasn't the best school spirit here. So what I did to try to fix that was create the first ever Sea Dragon dance team. Now throughout the year, I was also mentoring a junior named Zoe Wigfall, who is right there. She's so amazing, just saying. And she is going to be taking over the dance team for me next year to continue my legacy. Now, in the beginning, I didn't necessarily want just anybody to be on the dance team, so what I did to kind of get that going is by holding auditions. And to do that, I created a step-by-step choreography video that the students would have to practice and then present to me at the auditions. And a week later, after the auditions, I sent an email to everybody who got in, and little did I know that I was starting a family. All the choreography was originated by me, and so that means that I spent all that time in a whole bunch of different classes and in my room trying to figure out what are we going to do next. There was even this one time when I had to create choreography for the talent showcase that I changed the song and choreography 3 whole times. So that was pretty crazy and stressful, but that's okay. And then the dance team actually performed at multiple school events such as the performance fair, the talent showcase, multiple pep rallies, and the pancake breakfast. So here is a picture of us after one of the pep rallies, and here is my favorite picture, which is at the talent showcase. Then later on, we got to everybody's favorite time of the year, which was learning the school choice dance. And so, since I'm kind of I am the dance portion of the committee, the teachers suggested that I take over kind of teaching you guys how to do the school choice dance. And when I first saw this original step-by-step video of that the people made, I was kind of confused, and I was like, what is this? Because they didn't necessarily explain it in the best way. So I expressed my struggles to my advisors, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And so they told me that I should create my own step-by-step video to make it easier and just easier to understand, and even for elementary to understand as well. Now, speaking of elementary, after the video, it was super successful, and even teachers would come up to me or email me and tell me how good of a job the dance team and I did with the video. And Mr. Johnson, who is the music teacher in elementary, he wanted the dance team and I to go to two of his classes, his second and third and fourth and fifth grade class, to kind of talk to the kids because they thought that the dance team were superstars. And so we went, and we even danced with them to the school choice dance, and there is a little picture right there of all that. Now, although I was teaching the dance team choreography and such, I was also teaching myself along the way, because I don't know if you've noticed, but the dance team's genre of dance is kind of more hip-hop than anything, and that necessarily isn't my forte. So I would always, in the beginning of my choreography process, I would have to watch videos on YouTube to kind of gain inspiration and kind of teach myself new things in order to teach them. And I would like to personally say thank you to my dance team for working so hard throughout the whole year, even with my mess-ups and stuff during class and my forgetfulness and all that. Thank you so much.
So even though we accomplished a whole bunch of awesome things, those accomplishments still come without a few challenges. So one of our biggest things was in first semester, we had a lack of cohesion. We had all those awesome individual ideas. We couldn't quite come together and work as a team. So with the help of our teachers and our staff, we came together, and we were able to come up with a few ideas to be able to deliver for everyone here. Another huge thing was that there used to be 5 of us. We lost a committee member because she decided to leave the school. With her leaving, she also left behind the bathroom stalls unfinished. We didn't know what to do. The bathroom stalls weren't under any of our expertise, so we didn't really know what to do with them. However, her leaving did give us confidence in the work that we were able to put out and brought us closer together, and we do have hopes to finish the bathroom stalls at some point. Another thing was the disbanding of Drama Club. We had a whole bunch of work done for that, set up in first semester, but when second semester rolled around, we heard the Drama Club had been disbanded. We didn't really know what to do with all the stuff that we had already completed. However, the disbanding allowed us to be able to put more focus and attention on the other events that we were holding and be able to make them more successful and more awesome for everyone. The last thing is the timing for the performance fair. The performance fair is actually 3 weeks after the talent showcase, which is quite a crunch to plan a huge event like the performance fair. So with the help of Miss Mendez, she was able to help us set up deadlines and itineraries so that we were able to get everything done on time. We were able to deliver an awesome event for all of you.
So this is our vision to all of secondary and the seniors for next year. So our vision to all of you is that we hope that you guys will continue to join the dance team and the music club, continue to grace your talents throughout the year, and we want you to speak your heart out at next year's Poetry Slam, and we also hope that you potentially join next year's Drama Club. And now, for all of next year's Performing Arts Senior Committee, we all hope that you continue to direct and assist these clubs as they are and bring more performing arts and fun to the school.
So we have a few reflective words that I believe can be beneficial to all of you. What is planned does not always come to fruition. Most of the time, every time I stood up on this stage, I was announcing a new poetry slam. And I had been planning to have an off-campus, beautiful, huge poetry slam for 4 years. And I was really devastated when that didn't come to pass. I've learned that even if you have a completely detailed plan A, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a plan B or a plan C. It's always really important to be open to change. A lot of people will come up here and tell you not to procrastinate next year, which is really important. Don't procrastinate. But be open to the idea that sometimes, even if you don't procrastinate, even if you have all of your stuff planned out, it might not always work. And sometimes that's for the best, because if my poetry slam had have worked out, I wouldn't have made friends with any of these people standing up on stage with me today.
And although we went through some hardships throughout this year, all of these amazing individuals have helped us get over them. And so for that, we would like to say thank you to thank you to all of you for getting us through this journey and for getting us to where we are today.
We'd also like to say thank you to all of you for coming to our events and enjoying them with the Flourish, the Performing Arts Committee.